SH is on the radio, about to go live here in Rockledge.
Welcome to another exciting edition of American Warrior Radio, the place to be for news, notes, interviews, and current events for all issues military and veteran related. If you or someone you know has ever worn the uniform of the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or National Guard or Reserves, you've come to the right place. American Warrior Radio, right here on the Talk to Me station, AM 1300 WMEL, sponsored by AVET Project. Folks, we're coming to you live in the city of Rockledge, Florida, at the 4th Annual Art and Crafts Show, and we're going to have some interesting interviews coming up after American Warrior Radio airs, and we'll have some live drop-ins from the other live remote that's taking place today. But as you all know, this program is all about supporting our troops and their families, both past and present. So please get comfortable, grab a pen and paper. There may be some notes that you want to take, because we're always efforting to bring you good information that you can use and share with others. As you all know, my name is Garen Cohn. I'm the president of AVET Project, Air Force veteran, and a retired legal advocate for veterans, but I never fly this airship alone. I always have with me my trusty co-host.
Good morning, I'm Glenn McGuffey, manager of your Brevard County Veteran Service Office, and it is a great day out here. It's at the Rockledge Art and Crafts Show. We invite you all to come out and have a great time. Boy, there's booths for all as far as I can see. Well, at least for a while anyway.
Like a 3-block area, and the interesting thing is it's free, folks. You can come down here and peruse all the offerings, maybe pick up some nice little gift, just kind of supporting the local community.
Absolutely, and today we're thrilled to have a gentleman for our interview who's been heavily involved in the local veteran scene for many, many years. And why don't you give us an introduction there, Garen?
Folks, you may know him, you may not, but you're about to get to know him for sure. Dr. Bill Vagianos. Welcome to American Warrior Radio, Bill.
Well, thanks for having me, Garen and Glenn. It's a real privilege and an honor to be on here, and what a beautiful environment to be serving in.
It really is. It's such a beautiful day, folks. I just want you to get down here. If you hurry up within the next hour while American Warrior Radio is going on, you can actually meet Glenn, myself, and Dr. Bill, and our engineer, John, and our executive producer here, Kim Cohn. So come on down if you can. But we wanted to bring you on, Bill, because you've got so many things going on. You've been involved with the veterans community for years and years and years. A little background on yourself, though. You have a military background.
I served in the United States Marine Corps, HUA. From 1967 to 1970, 68 and 69 in that tropical paradise they call Vietnam. And it is, in fact, a beautiful country. I learned, we have a project coming up, it's called the 17th Annual Brevard Homeless Veterans Stand Down. The Stand Down was modeled after an event that sort of was invented in Vietnam.
Tell us about that.
Thank you. In 1988, the Vietnam Veterans of San Diego recreated that event. As a Marine in Vietnam, we were in the field. We rarely made it back to the rear area. We lived in what they called perimeters that we set up in the jungle. And so I can relate to being homeless. I can relate to laying down, particularly during the rainy season, and waking up in the middle of a mud puddle. Not as much as being homeless, but to the environmental impact of being homeless.
Basically, no solid roof over your head. You're out there in the sticks.
That's accurate. In 1988, the Vietnam and all veterans of San Diego adopted that, and we, 17 years ago, adopted that philosophy here in Brevard. And we have an annual stand down for homeless veterans, and it's a respite from the storm. I recall when I was a Marine, they brought us back, they gave us haircuts and fresh boots and hair and uniforms
and that's the
hot
correlation
food
with the word stand down. You'd come
That's
back from
correct.
the front lines.
And you wouldn't have to stand watch, because the way we lived out in the jungle was that one person would sleep for 2 hours and the next person would get up and stand watch, and so you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to worry about those kind of things. Over the years, my experience, and I've participated in hundreds of stand downs besides the Brevard stand down over the years, we've taken homeless veterans and given them restored that sense of honor and dignity that they earned in the military, and we restored that enough to give them the impetus to put their foot forward and move back into a productive element of society. And it's worked very effectively over the year. It's a wonderful concept.
Now, how many have you done here in Brevard County?
We've done 17. There are actually 2 annual stand downs. The Titusville stand down commenced in 2001, so they're in their 11th year.
And folks, if you're listening in Montana or New Hampshire, wherever, on 1300WMEL.com, get involved in your local community, because like you were saying, Doc, stand downs occur across the nation. They started in San Diego. You adopted it here in Brevard County, but I'm sure if folks want to, they can get involved in a similar situation, a similar program. I know throughout Oregon, the VA helps implement the stand downs that they run there. So there's plenty of opportunity for folks to get involved. How can they get involved with the stand down here in Brevard County, and when is it?
Well, you can call the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center 453-1776, that's area code 321, and sign up for volunteers. We prefer to have your names in advance if you are going to volunteer for either the setup on the 30th or the actual stand down on the 31st
Of
March, so that we can print your certificates and you'll have them when you leave. It's better that we have your names in advance so we don't delay that. However, the stand downs are all across the nation. I just had a call from Volusia County. They want to have their own stand down, and I'm helping them set that up. Orlando is now having a stand down, an annual stand down. And I've been to the national stand down, which is the one in San Diego. They call that the national stand down now, and that's a 3-day event. And they serve about 600 veterans, but there are about 2,500 volunteers because it's considered to be the training stand down, and it's a fascinating event to go to.
Well,
and where are you? Where's the stand down going to be, Bill? And could you give us kind of an overview of some of the services that would be available there for our homeless veterans and their families?
Well, thanks for asking, Glenn. It provides a wide range of health care and other kind of support services. We provide clothing, we give away bicycles, which is an important source of transportation.
That's a big one, I think.
Yeah, that's a real big one. We just provide a wide range of support services, but most of all, it's a philosophy. We use an escort service where somebody is assigned to a homeless veteran and physically walks them through the process from station to station to station. And if they can't get the services there, then they can refer them into the VA for health care. We implemented last year breakfast for the people who are waiting, because they actually line up way before the sun comes up to get into the stand down. It's going to be at the National Guard Armory on Fisk Boulevard in Cocoa.
beautiful facility.
About a half-mile north of 520. It's easy to find, and there'll be signs posted. And we are looking for volunteers, particularly escorts. And it's such a rewarding process to be an escort. You essentially adopt a homeless veteran. You walk through that entire facility.
So as they come in, for instance, they'll be paired up with an escort, taken from station to station, where they may get a sleeping bag, some clothes, they'll get food, things like this, right?
That is correct, Aaron.
And also, at the stand down, there are other services that are provided, legitimate services for these guys and gals that are literally coming out of the woods, because they're not all necessarily homeless. This is for folks that are at risk of being homeless also.
Absolutely. We have the state's attorney office there. We have lawyers that volunteer pro bono. We have doctors. We have dentist referrals. There's a wide range of service. It's tough to get a job when you can't smile, when you don't have the confidence to go out there.
Yeah, and let you know, our team will be there helping you do claims and helping you check on status of things and so forth. We bring our laptop with us that can connect to the VA computer and provide you some answers to questions you might have if you've assigned a veterans organization as your claimant representative. And if you haven't, we'll help you do that too. So we're looking forward to a great event. We've been there, I think, all 17 years that it's been going on, and we're excited about doing it again. We had over, I think it was somewhere around 250 or greater last year, and I would suspect with this economy, the at-risk population will grow, and we would anticipate having even more than that this year.
Glenn McGuffey he doesn't have a shortage of workload, that's for sure. But he shows up on an annual basis with his staff, not only during the day of the setup to get the logistics all in place, but he comes the day of the stand down and he sees people who are, it's a frustrating process sometimes to go through the VA claims process, and he has endured it commendably over the past 17 years that at least I have known it.
And March 31st is a ways away, but folks, we want you to start thinking about getting involved. You can also make donations of pop-top canned foods, socks, underwear, whatever we use for the stand down. Folks can donate, or they can donate cash to the Veterans Memorial Center. Yes, Bill?
That is correct. 453-1776, area code 321. We are looking pretty good on food this year, and clothing as well. Female items is what we're looking for. Female hygiene kits, underwear, things that women, we're seeing a larger percentage of female veterans. Back in the Vietnam era, it took 10 to 12 years for someone who was going to become homeless to become homeless. Our current OEF and OAF generation of veterans are becoming homeless in 18 to 24 months.
What a sad story. And tell us, Bill, where can the people make these donations? Can you give them sort of a little bit of directions or something to the Veterans Center? And can they donate some other places?
The Veterans Memorial Center is located behind Merritt Square Mall on Sykes Creek Boulevard. You can't miss it. There are 2 helicopters up on pedestals and a big tank out front. You can take it directly to there, to the Veterans Memorial Center, or you can call me. My number is 321-431-0364.
Now, you're the president of the stand down, correct? You're the chairman?
I'm the chair of the stand down and the president of the Memorial Center.
President of the Veterans Memorial Center. While we're on that subject, so folks, keep that in mind about the stand down. This is a much needed and necessary program. As Bill mentioned, as the doc mentioned, there's a lot more women that are getting out of service now. As I think we're up to, what, 8% active duty females now in active service.
Somewhere in 8 to 9, and they're projecting an ever growing percentage. The percentage of the active forces more and more is going to be the females, and of course, as you may or may not know out there, they are allowed to do a lot more things, and some of those are even in combat support roles that they weren't allowed before. So our female sisters are going to be a growing population for the active duty out there.
And it stands to reason they're going to be encountering the same roadblocks, social and economic, when they leave service. So these services offered through the stand down are going to be more applicable to women now than ever.
Yeah, we offer employment services, and it's a sad and tragic coincidence that the increase in deployment of reservists and
National Guardsmen.
And National Guardsmen, and they're coming back to a fiscal climate that they lose their jobs and they fall into a needy circumstance. I work with a lot of veterans, and one of the issues that I encounter very often from the younger veterans, and I can empathize with this because I didn't want any help when I came home, is that they do not want help. So they fall into a desperate circumstance, and the stand down offers them an opportunity. It offers them the fundamental respect and dignity that they earned as military service people.
It's not a handout, it's a leg up, folks, so keep that in mind. Doc, while we've got you here, though, there's lots of programs going on at the Veterans Memorial Center, and the one shining example of community involvement is the Memorial Plaza. How can folks, number one, y'all got to get out there and visit it because it is a beautiful memorial, but how can they contribute to that? I know you got a special program where they can help fund that.
Yeah, we do sell bricks in the Memorial Plaza, but it is a tribute to all the conflicts that America has been involved with.
Now you sell bricks. What do you mean? Somebody can go and buy a brick, or what happens?
We have assorted sizes of bricks, and you can put your name, your service, your rank, whatever you want to put on that brick, whether it be a 12 by 12 or I think it goes up to 3 by 3.
So whether somebody is currently serving, has served, maybe they know a veteran or a past relative that they want to memorialize, you've got different sizes. They'll engrave them into the bricks forever and ever. It'll be a part of the memorial.
And we've been working very closely with Brevard County Commissioner Nelson and the Director of Parks and Recreation, Jack Masson. They are expanding 82 acres adjacent to the Veterans Memorial Museum for headquarters for the Vietnam and all veterans of Brevard, and also the River Rats, which is another organization. The
There's
River
a lot
Rats,
of good in the community.
they do a lot of good in the community. They cook it on every stand down we have. But also they are constructing a Medal of Honor park in that plaza. That expansion area that the county is putting in. That expansion area is going to have a 7-acre lake in the middle of it. It'll have an observation tower, and it'll have an avenue to Sykes Creek. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful park when it's complete, and as we speak, it's being worked upon.
In short, it's going to be pretty magnificent over there with that addition, and that will certainly be great for the Vietnam and all veterans of Brevard, because they kind of lost the having a permanent home back when they had a fire in the last home they had over in what do they call that, 5 Points at King Street area over there?
Yeah, they lost their headquarters, and I'm a member of that organization as well. And so they've been looking for a new headquarters since. And
well, speaking of headquarters, there's another program that's just gotten a certificate of occupancy. Tell us a little bit about this Women and Children's Center out there.
the Center for Drug-Free Living, which is the largest mental health and housing provider in the Southeast. Well, that and Volunteers of America, they both are big in the housing, but the largest substance abuse provider and mental health provider in the Southeast is developing and has received their certificate of occupancy for a 28-person female veteran, female homeless veteran, and children facility. We had a generous donation from Doubletree Hotel, thanks to AVET Project turning us onto it, and we moved in. The apartments are virtually all furnished except for toasters and coffee pots and kitchen equipment.
What's the location of this?
That's 3905 Grissom Parkway in Cocoa. And it's a beautiful, state-of-the-art facility.
Brand new.
It's fireproofed. It's the way that it's been constructed is it's virtually an invulnerable and safe facility. They anticipate a grand opening in March. They anticipate taking homeless female veterans before the end of this month.
And again, folks, if you're interested in finding out more about that or the Veterans Memorial Center, mention the phone number again, Bill, and throw that web address out for the VMC, the Veterans Memorial Center.
Okay, the phone number is area code 321-453 1776.
Easy one to remember, folks. Just remember the birth of our country, 1776. I'm sure that was by design. And
to get to the Veterans Memorial Center, it is veteransmemorialcenter.org.
veteransmemorialcenter.org, folks.
And that's all together, veteransmemorialcenter.org.
And there's lots of information there, ongoing programs, ways that you can rent the facility for a wedding or a special event. You guys do it all over there.
At the Veterans Memorial Center, we have a service officer, a DAV service officer there on a daily basis, except for Sundays.
And you also have a library and a very nice museum there.
But it
Tell-
costs a
tell-
lot to get into this museum. Let's
Yeah,
not
tell
forget
us
that.
about that.
How much is the admission cost?
Absolutely free.
Oh, we like that
Oh,
word.
yeah.
The library includes an extensive video library. They put a lot of time and effort. We have wonderful curators that are knowledgeable and have done a magnificent job.
Alex, we love you. Pat Clendenning, you guys are awesome.
Sunday.
Absolutely.
And you've got an event. AVET Project is hosting their scavenger hunt ride, which is ending up at the Veterans Memorial Center tomorrow on Super Bowl Sunday. Kind of break up your day before you go party and watch the game between noon and 2. Right there on the facility, you'll get an opportunity to look at the grounds, check out the plaza. It's right there on the water. It just couldn't be a better setting.
It's a gorgeous setting, and we do rent the hall out for weddings, birthday parties, memorials, and it is a spectacular setting right on Sykes Creek, a wonderful boardwalk, and it's very, very reasonable to rent.
And it's an all-volunteer effort. Like AVET Project, it's people from the community, a lot of veterans, but there are non-veterans also that are involved with the Veterans Memorial Center. But Maury and Emma, we thank you for all of your years of service, and now with you as the president, even more things are going to be coming up, and kind of like a reinvigoration, and we really appreciate everything you're doing.
Part of the focus of my agenda as president of the Veterans Memorial Center is to bring in the younger generation of veterans. And so I'm focusing
Okay,
on
folks,
that.
we're coming to the bottom of the hour. Stay with us on American Warrior Radio right here on WMEL, sponsored by AVET Project.